News coming in right now. Victoria Police has arrested 3 men in relation to alleged violence against Indian Australians at the Federation Square in Melbourne on the 29th of January. 2 men were arrested on the day, with a further 3 arrested this week. That includes a 23-year-old man from Calcalo charged with, in fact, unlawful assault, a 39-year-old man from Strathmore who's charged with, in fact, affray and violent disorder, and a 36-year-old from Creechburn who's been charged with affray and violent disorder. The police have alleged that flagpoles were used by several Khalistan supporters as weapons that caused physical injuries to multiple victims. Amit Sarbal of Australia Today is joining us live this morning. Amit, thank you so much for joining us. If you can tell us more details about the arrests which have been made by the Victoria Police.
Now, the Victoria Police was looking for at least 9 suspects in the alleged attack on peaceful Indian Australians who were carrying Indian flags on 29 January, opposing or showing their opposition to the bogus Khalistan referendum that was being held in Melbourne. These are local people. The 9 are local people at this stage, we are aware, but these were instigated by their US handlers, people who have come from US, UK and Canada to organize these referendums. That is also on record. You can see the videos that we have shared. Now, 2 people were arrested on spot for causing array and rioting behavior, and they were released on bond immediately. There was another, I think, 6 or 7. The poster was released for a lot of other people, for violent behavior. And finally, these 3 were caught from Creechburn and other hotspots, which are becoming hotspots for Khalistanis. So they were in hiding. These people have got bail at the moment because the charges are not that serious at this stage. But because the investigations is still going on and the case will come before the magistrate court in Victoria on 8th of August, we think, and our experts believe, that this will escalate for the Khalistanis.
Okay, and in terms of Khalistani and the movement, so to say, taking roots in Australia, because you said that these who have been arrested, who were suspected, yes, of course, as well earlier, they had handlers coming in from the US, from the UK as
yes,
well. If you can give us a sense of this entire propaganda, which is in fact catching up, yes, in Australia.
So I think over a period of time, Khalistanis have been trying to build their base in Australia. Canada, US and UK were already hotspot. So over a period of, I think, 2 to 3 years, they have tried to recruit people and post their own people as media advisories, as multicultural advisors, win some awards so that they become influential voices, especially in Melbourne and Sydney. The last referendum that was held in Brisbane was a flop show for Khalistanis. So you had very few people, and we kind of counted, our founder Jitarj Bharadwaj was on ground reporting from Brisbane, and we have been following it very closely. We kind of looked at it was the people from Melbourne who were voting in Brisbane as well. So it is quite bogus in terms of the numbers they have been generating. There is no facts put out in front of media. The media is not invited basically with these goons, and they also create a Khalistani area wherever they they try to organize the referendum, and then they start they do not allow access to Indian Australians in that area. So this is one of the things, and this has been done on the instructions of US and UK, particularly 6 for Justice organizers of the referendum, and they have been teaching them how to win street credibility, or the street cred as we commonly call it, right, among the thugs here. Yeah.
Okay, and in Australia, which are the hotspots? Because you did mention that some of these, yeah, are hotspots, yeah, as well. They're becoming hotspots.
So in Victoria, it would be Tarneit, Creechburn, and to some extent Blackburn. So in Victoria and Shepparton. In New South Wales, surprisingly, Sydney is not a hotspot at this moment, and this was said by a Khalistani preacher in Canberra, in front of the Parliament House, where they kind of were dismayed that Sydney people are not supporting their Khalistani referendum. Brisbane, only one Gurdwara particularly in Brisbane, is supporting, and therefore the number of people are very less. So as you can see, it's just Melbourne and then Perth. There is one Gurdwara and one association which is trying to give intellectual support to the Khalistanis. So in terms of numbers, if you look at the support that Khalistan has got, it's surprisingly low, and it's the same people.
Okay.
They're playing like a magical chair or musical chair kind of thing here.
Right. Amit, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. So, Amit, they're reporting on, the happenings as far as the police investigation into the January 29 violence incident is concerned.